Alright, so with me are 10 sentences, 5 of which must be converted into their reported speech, and the other 5 into direct speech. And so the first one reads, in quotes, which means this one is a direct speech. By the time I arrived, they had already finished setting up the decorations for the surprise party, she said. By the time I arrived, they had already finished setting up the decoration for the surprise party, she said. So obviously we are going to convert this direct speech into its reported speech. Okay, so remember, when you are writing a reported speech, you have to bear in mind that you are just reporting. Okay, so like in this case, she said that. Okay, this one, okay, this sentence has already been studied for you. So she said that, and then you enter into the quotes. Right? You enter into the quotes. The words that you are able to see are the words by the time. So copy them down like that. You say, she said that by the time, and then you change. After the word time, there is the letter I. You change the letter I to the pronoun she. The reason is very simple. You are not the one who spoke these words. You are simply reporting. It's a reported speech that you are writing. So change I into a she. She said that by the time she arrived, and then you copy down everything. They had already finished setting up the decorations for the surprise party. She said that by the time she arrived, they had already finished setting up the decorations for the surprise party. Yes, so you're going to realize that not everything that you change. There are only a few words which need to be changed. And I pray that in this video you know which ones to change and which ones to maintain. And number 2, he said that despite the challenges, he had managed to finish the marathon in under 4 hours. So if you check very well, you're going to realize that this sentence is in its reported speech form. Right? Obviously, we have to convert it into direct speech. He said that despite the challenges, he had managed to finish the marathon in under 4 hours. So you can see B, we have to change this one into its direct speech. So with direct speech, you have to make sure that you write exactly what the person said. You're not reporting. Okay, you're no more reporting. You are writing exactly what the speaker said. So what you need to do right here, okay, you have already written the words he said. All right, look at the end part. There is the word, there are words he said. So when writing the direct speech inside of the quotes, you can't say he said. No. You can't say he said that. No. You have already written those words outside of the quotes. Look at B very well. What do you see? Okay, on the end part, you see he said. So you have already written that. So inside, you don't say he said that. You simply start from the word despite with capital letter D. You start with it, but capital letter D. You go like, despite the challenges, after comma, you realize that there is the word he. Okay? You don't write the word he because you are now writing exactly what the person said. You're no longer reporting. You're not reporting what you're doing right now. You are writing exactly what was spoken by this person. So you don't write he. You write the word, you write the letter I. You write the letter I. Reason being, you are writing exactly what he said. So you say, despite the challenges, I. Then the word had becomes have. Are we together here? The word had becomes have. Reason being, you are writing exactly what the speaker said. So it said, despite the challenges, comma, I have managed to finish the marathon in under 4 hours. So you realize that only a few words were supposed to be converted, the rest maintained. Despite the challenges, comma, I have managed to finish the marathon in under 4 hours. Number 3, in quotes, which means direct speech. Obviously, we will be required to change this one into its reported speech. If I had more time, comma, I would definitely join the music club. He said, if I had more time, I would definitely join the music club. He said. B, they want you to rewrite this one into its reported speech. He said. So it's he said that. And then you enter into the quotes. You enter inside of the quotation marks. All right. The word if will be maintained. Now we are reporting, right? Will be maintained. But the letter I will become he. Yes, will become he because you're now reporting. You don't write the word, you don't write the letter I because you are reporting. Once you write the letter I, it means you have put yourself in the sentence. So you say, he said that if he had more time. He said that if he had more time, comma, letter I again will change into he. He would definitely join the music club, right? He said that if he had more time, comma, he would definitely join the music club. Number 4, which is a reported speech, the environmentalists said that if people didn't take immediate action, comma, the consequences of climate change would be catastrophic. The environmentalists said that if people didn't take immediate action, comma, the consequences of climate change would be catastrophic. So obviously we are converting this one into its direct speech. So now you begin like the environmentalists said. The environmentalist said. The environmentalist said, and then you enter into the quotes. You open quotes, you open inverted commas, all right? Okay, but before that you have to write comma. The environmentalist said, comma. So now you change words like this. You change words like this. If people, all right, you begin with if people. Reason being, you've already said the environmentalist said. So you're not even going to write the word that. You simply start from if people. So, but if should start with capital letter I. If people, okay, the word didn't becomes don't, because you're now writing the exact words the environmentalist said. You are writing now a direct speech. If people don't take immediate action, comma, the consequences of climate change, and then you change the word would into will. You say will be catastrophic. I'll repeat. The environmentalist said, comma, open inverted comma, if people don't take immediate action, comma, the consequences of climate change will be catastrophic. And then full stop, close inverted comma, closed inverted commas rather. Number 5, in quotes, which means a direct speech. Having studied abroad for a year, comma, I can confidently say that it was a life-changing experience. Having studied abroad for a year, comma, I can confidently say that it was a life-changing experience. The exchange student said. The exchange student said. B, obviously it's a reported speech. The exchange student said that. That's what you should do. The exchange student said that. And then you enter into the courts. You enter into the courts, into the direct speech. You maintain the word having. You simply say, the exchange student said that, having studied abroad for a year. You maintain these words. You're now reporting. The exchange student said that, having studied abroad for a year, comma, later I will become he. Then the word can becomes could. So you say, he could confidently say that it was a life-changing experience. The exchange student said that, having studied abroad for a year, comma, he could confidently say that it was a life-changing experience. Number 6, she told her friend that she had been volunteering at the animal shelter for over 2 years. She told her friend that she had been volunteering at the animal shelter for over 2 years. This one was a reported speech which you have to convert into a direct speech. So the words that she said have already been written at the end. So how do we change this one into its direct speech? Very simple. What do you do? So you can't say she told her friend. This is a direct speech. You are simply writing what this person said exactly. So you simply say, my friend, comma, my friend, comma. You begin from where it says her friend. You begin from where it says her friend, right? So her friend becomes my friend, then comma, my friend, comma. You skip that because you've already written she said. So you say, my friend, comma. After skipping the word that, you go where it says she had been. So she becomes I, because you are now writing direct speech. Had becomes have. So you say, my friend, comma, I have been volunteering at the animal shelter for over 2 years. Okay, my friend, comma, I have been volunteering at the animal shelter for over 2 years. Yes. Number seven. So number seven, in quotes, which means direct speech. We will have completed our project by next week. We will have completed our project by next week, provided that we work diligently. The team leader said, we will have completed our project by next week, provided that we work diligently. So the team leader said, all right, the team leader said, which means this one is a reported speech that we have to write. So he said, the team leader said that. The team leader said that. So you are reporting, which means you were not among the team, right? They say you were not in the team. So you say the team leader said that. We becomes they, because you were not, right? You were not, right? So you say they. The team leader said that they. The word will becomes would. Okay. The team leader said that they would have completed. The word our becomes their. THEIR. The team leader said that they would have completed their project by next week or by the following week, comma, provided that, okay, we becomes they. We becomes they. We becomes they again. Then work becomes worked. Then diligently. I'll repeat. The team leader said that they would have completed their project. So we becomes they. Will becomes would. Have will be maintained. Completed will be maintained. Our becomes their. THEIR, their project by next week or by the following week, comma, provided will be maintained, that will be maintained, we becomes they, because you are not part of the team. Work becomes worked, then diligently maintained. So you go like, the team leader said that they would have completed their project by the following week, comma, provided that they worked diligently. Number 8, the professor said that the students who had submitted their assignments on time would receive extra credit. The professor said that the students who had submitted their assignments on time would receive extra credit. So B, obviously you know it's a direct speech. Yes, because A is definitely reported speech. So how do you convey this one? The professor said, comma. So inside of the quotes, how do you change words? How do you write words? Okay, so you're going to go like this. So you're going to ignore the professor said that, because you've already said that. You can't write these words inside of quotes. You begin from there. You say the students. Okay, you write the students. Then who. Then had becomes have. The students who have submitted their assignments on time, and then you change would to will. Say will receive extra credit. So inside of the quotes, what do you write? You write the students who have submitted their assignments on time will receive extra credit. Number 9, in quotes, which means a direct speech, by next month I will have been learning French for 3 years. By next month, I will have been learning French for 3 years, she said to her language teacher. This one was direct speech. So the reported speech, the beginning is she told her language teacher that. So you have to write that. She told her language teacher that, and then you enter into the quotes. It said, by next month or by the following month, she told her language teacher that by next month, comma, I will become she, because you are reporting. Right? I becomes what? She. Okay? She told her language teacher that by next month, comma, she, I becomes she, then will becomes would. She would have been learning French for 3 years. Simple. So a few words to change. She told her language teacher that by next month or by the following month, comma, she would have been learning French for 3 years. Number 10, he said that, this is a reported speech, right? He said that he would have finished his novel by the end of the year if he hadn't been so busy with work. He said that he would have finished his novel by the end of the year if he hadn't been so busy with work. This one we have to convert it into a direct speech. So you have already written the words he said. So no need to write he said that. You simply start from where it says he. That's where you start from changing words. So he becomes I. He becomes what? I. Okay? But in this one, it's very normal to begin from if he hadn't been. Okay? If he hadn't been. If he hadn't been. If he hadn't been. Alright? You begin from if he hadn't been. So you write if inside of the quotes, if. Then he becomes I. If I. Then had not or hadn't becomes have not. If I have not been. If I have not been so busy with work. If I have not been so busy with work, comma, and then you circle back to he would. You change he to I. Would, okay, will be maintained. I would have finished my novel. His becomes my. His becomes my novel by the end of the year. So you say, if I have not been so busy with work, comma, I would have finished my novel by the end of the year. So come for more substitutions.